while you're signing it, maybe you could tell us some of the things that they can expect in the book.
Oh man, in the book you can the audio book. That was a part. I was part of. I had the most fun doing that because I wanted to do something different when it came to the book. Now, first of all, the foreword is by Greg Mack. Okay, I don't think the foreword is written. No, the foreword is not. The foreword was written in the audio book. I think I had it transcribed, but in the audio book, Greg kicks off the audio book and talks about how our relationship. Greg Mack was a very integral part of West Coast hip hop. He was the program director for K-Day back in the day, and he shows how he and I worked the streets and worked the radio waves to get this thing off the ground. I can never claim to do this by myself. I did not do this by myself. I did not. I can't say that, but I played a major part in a lot of different roles to make this happen. So when me and Greg hooked up with K-Day, and when I gave Greg Michel'le and Dre to help them do their to do his mixes.
Hold on, Lonzo, real quick, really important question, real quick. I don't want to cut you off, but we got an important question. I can't get my whole shipping address in the Cash App note. Can I pay you $45 through PayPal?
Yeah.
PayPal, yeah.
My PayPal is my email address. Type it to him, Christian. Lonzo Williams. Lonzo, Lonzo.
Yeah, I'll type it in.
WMS.
Lonzo.
No, I'm sorry, WMS.
Oh,
WMS.
Oh, you got it?
At Gmail.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it? Okay, cool. Sorry, go ahead, continue, Alonzo, about Greg Mack. I wanted to get that important question out there. There we go.
That was a key part, man, because Greg not only we started the traffic jam for Greg. In exchange, he gave us commercials for Doodles, which blew up Doodles, which blew us up as DJs. Then we started making our own legitimate records, and it was a cycle. And that cycle was kind of the part that kind of jump started everything. Because Uncle Jam's Army was doing things too, but I was working hand in hand with K-Day. Because me and K-Day, I was spending money with K-Day. I was DJing for K-Day off the radio, and we were doing their mixes. Plus, they were promoting all our shows at Doodles, and then they started promoting Skateland. So it just made for a hell of a whirlwind, man. It was a perfect scenario, dude. It was a perfect situation, and then we started making records, and then Greg got into the record business, and we started working with him. Greg, most people don't know that Greg was one of the first people to work with King T. And then Greg had his own record deal. He was working with Curtis Blow and some other people, so it was all a perfect storm, man, and it just made for a hell of a situation that I don't see ever happening again. But again, who knows? I didn't see it coming the first time.
Let me ask you, speaking of Greg Mack, how hard would it have been, or maybe you even know the story, about getting a song like Boyz n the Hood on the radio?
That was kind of hard, dude, because it had cussing in it. And Easy wanted me to get it. Understand this. Here's the part people say, oh, man, you did everything. Well, I was the street connect to K-Day. If you wanted to get to Greg Mack, you pretty much had to go through Lonzo. I had the relationship. So when Easy wanted to get Boyz n the Hood on the radio, he came to me. I took it to Greg. Greg couldn't play it because it was cussing in it. Once he got it cleared up and took the cussing out, gave him a radio version, then it was cool. Then they developed their own relationship.
Dang, man. So if it wasn't for Greg Mack, safe to say that a lot of music wouldn't have got broke in LA, and a lot of groups wouldn't be around today.
Not at all. Greg was very open to the West Coast music scene, and although East Coast wasn't as open to us. I mean, Record Crew got played because we had Turn Off the Lights and Lovers. They played that. On a regular basis. But Egypt didn't get played. LA Dream Team he might have got a little love, not a whole lot. So Record Crew we kind of had that a different edge, man. We were able to cross some barriers that a lot of cats didn't. And everybody, my man Rice, Celebrate Life said
he broke Batarang.
He played Batarang. So Batarang took off on his own. That was like one of the first street records, and it took off on his own. So everybody played a role. Everybody had a major role. It's just because I had a club, I was promoting, making records. I was a businessman already. I was able to play different roles at different times, and that's why they called me the Godfather. I didn't have just one position.
And this is at a time,
water boy and a fan, huh?
And this is at a time you got to remind everybody that they didn't play rap all throughout the day. It was like late at night, right? For like a 2-hour block or something.
Right, man. At one point in time, well, actually, truthfully, here's some funny stuff. Okay, here's some funny stuff. K-Day was not the first station to play rap all the time. It was actually KGFJ. KGFJ was a much smaller station. Only had maybe, I don't know, maybe 1,000 watts. K-Day went from KGFJ was in central LA. It might have went to Pasadena to Long Beach. That was it. I mean, it didn't go to the 605. It didn't have a whole lot of reach, but it gave hip hop. It had a hip hop segment that was a little bit bigger than K-Day's in the beginning. But when Greg got there, Greg smashed him because K-Day had 50,000 watts. I remember being in Oakland, going over the Bay Bridge about midnight and hearing K-Day in the Bay. No lie.
Damn.
I remember clear as a bell. K-Day, as you're going over the Bay Bridge, it came in clear as a bell, but as soon as you got a touchdown in Frisco, it was off.